They say that a prophet is often without honor in his own home, but it seems that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has found a very high level of honor thousands of miles away across the Atlantic Ocean. You saw the headline, and this is the kind of news that confuses the enemies and gives massive hope to the supporters. We are waking up to a diplomatic bombshell this morning, Saturday, January 24, 2026. While the Nigerian government has locked him away in the harsh environment of Sokoto Prison with a life sentence hanging around his neck, the state of Georgia in the United States of America has just declared him an honorary Georgian citizen and a Goodwill Ambassador. If you are wondering how a man labeled a terrorist by one country can be crowned a Goodwill Ambassador by another powerful state, you need to sit down and listen to this full update because the game has just changed completely. This is not a rumor or one of those internet fabrications. It is an official government proclamation coming directly from the United States. The Secretary of State of Georgia, Brad Raffensperger, signed the documents on January 16, 2026, officially bestowing this honor upon the IPOB leader. Now, let's look at the irony here. In Abuja and Sokoto, Kanu is treated as a convict, a man who the court says should never see the light of day again. But in Atlanta, Georgia, he is now recognized as an outstanding citizen. The proclamation didn't just stop at citizenship. It went further to designate him as a Goodwill Ambassador. This is where it gets very interesting diplomatically. The document specifically asks that Kanu be accorded every courtesy in his travels to other states, to nations beyond the borders of the United States of America, or wherever he may hereafter travel or reside. This phrase, wherever he may hereafter travel or reside, is a subtle but powerful message. It implies that the state of Georgia expects him to be free. You cannot be a Goodwill Ambassador traveling to other nations while you are locked inside a cell in Sokoto. By giving him this title, the US state is indirectly calling for his release. They are legitimizing him. You don't make a terrorist an ambassador, you make a leader an ambassador. This move effectively neutralizes the terrorist tag the Nigerian government has spent years trying to stick on him globally. If you are watching this and you feel a sense of relief that the international community is finally making a bold move, please do me a massive favor and smash that like button right now. It helps us get this news to every corner of the world so people can see that the narrative is shifting. And if you are not yet a subscriber, please click that button and turn on the notification bell. We are tracking every single development in this struggle and you need to be notified the moment the next big news breaks. Now, we have to ask ourselves, what does this mean for his release? We know that recently, the Akajo for Ndigbo visited him in Sokoto, signaling a push for a political solution. Now, the Americans are granting him citizenship. It feels like the pieces on the chessboard are moving in coordination. The Nigerian government is now in a tight corner. Holding an honorary US citizen in conditions that are reported to be poor can lead to diplomatic friction. While an honorary citizenship does not grant him a US passport or the automatic right to military intervention, it grants him status. It means that if anything happens to him in custody, God forbid, the state of Georgia and by extension, the US political class will have questions. It elevates his safety from a local Nigerian issue to an international human rights issue. Furthermore, this recognition by Georgia could open the floodgates. If one US state can do this, what stops other states or other countries from doing the same? Imagine if the UK or states in the EU start recognizing him as a Goodwill Ambassador. It would make it politically impossible for the Nigerian government to justify keeping him in prison forever. The terrorist argument collapses when the world honors the man you are jailing. It's the Nelson Mandela effect all over again. They called Mandela a terrorist too, until the world decided he was a hero. Now, we also have to look at the timing. We are in 2026. The political temperature in Nigeria is rising. The continued detention of Kanu is a sore point that refuses to heal. The US knows this. By stepping in now, they might be subtly pressuring the Nigerian government to resolve this issue before it causes more instability in the Gulf of Guinea. The US always looks out for its interests, and a stable Nigeria is in their interest. A stable Nigeria is impossible with the Southeast in turmoil over Kanu's detention. Therefore, this honorary citizenship might be the soft power tool being used to say, let him go. This development also gives his legal team fresh ammunition. When they go back to the Supreme Court or international tribunals, they can present this proclamation as evidence of his good character and global standing. How do you justify a life sentence for terrorism against a man recognized as a Goodwill Ambassador by a state in the grand United States? It makes the prosecution's case look weak and politically motivated in the eyes of the world. As we watch this unfold, the question on everyone's lips is, will the federal government ignore this, or will they see the handwriting on the wall? Will they interpret this as foreign interference, or will they use it as an exit strategy to pardon him and let him travel as the proclamation suggests? I want to hear from you. Do you think this honorary citizenship is the key that will finally open the prison gates in Sokoto? Or do you think the Nigerian government will stubbornly ignore it like they have ignored UN court rulings in the past? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this a game changer or just paper talk?